Today we are interviewing Ed, the police officer. All right, so first question.
Okay.
Why did you want to become a police officer?
Well, I was a social worker first. I went to school. I did 4 years of university. After that, I graduated and I was a social worker. And I worked at an agency over here at Young and Girard. After working there for a period of time, my neighbor was a police officer. And he said to me that with all the skills you have, that you should do something different besides social work. But I love social work. I had so much fun with kids. I did a lot of things like that. And so the next step was possibly police. So I interviewed for police. I went to the interview, was accepted, went to the academy, graduated from the academy, and I was placed at 51 Division here. And this has been the best job. This has been the best job I've ever had. That's why.
Did you go to university and for how long?
So, Coco, I went to university for 4 years. I'm originally from the States, I'm originally from Michigan. So I started out at Iowa State, and then I went to Central Michigan University. So I was at university for 4 years, and that's when I came back. After university, I worked in the States, and then I met Miss Barb, my wife, and we were married, and I moved here, and I became a Canadian citizen. Coco again?
What are some pros and cons about your job?
Pros and cons about my job. Let's talk about the pros. I don't have a lot of cons about my job, but I have a lot of pros. The pros are is that I get to talk with the public. I get to spend time with a lot of great people, doing a lot of service for the community. I get to drive around the car. I don't get to drive that fast. We get to drive fast sometimes. Okay. I get to wear a lot of cool equipment. When I was a kid, we used to play cops and robbers. Okay. So do you ever play the game when you were a kid? You too? So picture this. I played cops and robbers when I was a kid. And I was always a cop. And now I'm an adult and I get to be a cop. So I get to do my childhood dream. So I always wanted to be a cop when I was a kid, and I'm a cop now. So those are the pros. So I can spend a lot of time, I do a lot of programs with kids. I go to a lot of programs in the community, being a community officer. So I spend a lot of time in Region Park with the youth in Region Park. I go to the schools, I do after school programs, I play basketball. I get the chance to be a positive influence with the kids. So those are pros. Cons, Coco, it's very difficult for me to tell you cons because I have a great job. Some people wake up and they go to work, oh, I gotta go to work today. Oh, I gotta go to work. In 7 years, I've never regretted going to work. I've always wanted to go to work. Exactly. I mean, I get to come to work, I work out, I spend time with my friends. Now, there are parts of my job that are difficult, but I work through them and I work with a very good team. I work on resolving those problems. How'd I do?
Okay.
And also, is being a police cool?
Is it cool? Okay, so picture this. I get to come to your school and I get to talk to your class, okay? And I get to show you all my cool equipment, right? I get to wear cool equipment, so I get to wear a vest like this. Okay, here. You put that vest on for a second. Here we go. Is it heavy? Look at that. It's a bit big. Look at that. So I get to wear a vest like that. Look at that. It's a little big on you, but it's okay. See? Not a little. It's really big. Okay. Here, I'll take it back. So I get to wear a lot of cool equipment, and with the police, there's a lot of different jobs. So I can work with dogs. I can work with horses. I can be a monitor. I can ride on motorcycles. Okay. I can do fingerprints with SACO department. I can do communications. I can do intelligence. There's 78 different jobs within my one job that you can apply for. So every day, if you want to, it'll be something different. Okay.
All right. What was the hardest thing you had to deal with when becoming a police officer?
Part of the training, you have to do a lot of studying. So in addition to studying, you have to do a lot of running. So you have to get yourself in shape. So when I first started, I wasn't always in the best shape. So we would run 5, 6, 7 kilometers a day. And every day we'd wake up in the morning, we were running. So when we were at the academy, we were running every morning. But the good thing about it was this, and then I always think about this, was it didn't matter if you were the first person or the last person. If you were the first person done, you ran back to get the last person. You always finished as a team. Okay? And so I'm going to tell you that there was a couple guys that ran, when we ran 5 kilometers, they would run 8 because they had to come back and get me. Okay? But they always came back to get me. We've always been a team. So from the academy being a team to every day on the job, we're a team.
Oh.
Okay?
What is something interesting about your job that most people wouldn't know?
Something interesting about my job. That police officers are no different than anyone else.
Yes.
Yeah, that we are fathers. I have 3 beautiful children. I have a dog. I love to play video games. The interesting thing about our job is that we get to go a lot of different places with us. We get to go spend a lot of time with people that need our help, and that we're able to help them. Interesting thing about my job. And we get to do a lot of different things all the time. And it's never the same. So every day it changes. I think that's about the most interesting thing.
Yes. It's you, because you took my turn.
The turn?
Oh, okay. So what is the most important piece of gear for a police officer?
Okay, so I have a radio, I have handcuffs, I have a baton, we have a service issued weapon that we all carry. The most important tool that I have is the ability to be able to speak to people and the way that I talk to people. Okay? Because I have the ability to bring down a situation by the tone of my voice. If a person's upset, I can lower the tone of my voice to bring their tone down. And the things that I say, if I'm professional and I'm polite to someone, they're polite back to me. The equipment that I wear is all issued by the Toronto Police Service, and I wear it with pride. Okay, every last piece of it. But the most thing that gives me the most joy is the education that I've learned, the way that I've learned to talk to people, and the way in which I interact with people. That's the most important tool I have. Okay?
What would the world be like without police officers?
Difficult. Police officers provide a great deal of service. We provide order, we maintain the law, we ensure safety, we ensure that people are safe, and we need that. We need to make sure that when people want to do things wrong, that they're held accountable for their actions, and that's what police does. But also, we have a chance to spend time with the community, and sometimes our leaders. We give a chance to let youth, such as yourself, learn about a day of a police officer. And hopefully that motivates you to want to be a police officer or be around police officers. So,
I'd love to be a police officer.
cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Cool. See?
Do we have your permission to post this video on YouTube?
Yes, you do.
Thank you.
What was your hardest, I don't know what to say, mission like
What is my hardest day or my hardest call?
that? Yeah.
I can tell you my hardest call. I don't really have hard calls that I'm not able to resolve. A lot of times I've been calls where there's been violence involved. I've been calls where people have been hurt. But I always go to call and I'm very calm about what I do with the call. And I have a lot of other officers. Because other officers they may have different skill sets that we can work with to bring everything back together. So there may be a guy that's really good at doing paperwork. There may be a guy that's really good at talking to people. There may be a guy that's really good at different, or a lady that's really good at different things. And you bring all those skill sets together. So my days aren't difficult because of the fact that I have so many people around me that are so professional they can help me. So I don't have really bad calls.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. Watch out.